Everything is milk.
Didn't make it in, did it?
Everything is milk, and it's made of milk. Help me, my legs are milk. I'm now just milk. It was a scene I pitched, and they wouldn't allow it. But that's fine, I'm not bitter.
Can you imagine all that Lego milk?
There's not enough milk in the world.
Not enough milky Lego.
You could just get those ice trays, or novelty ice trays, where you shape
Lego
the ice.
bricks and just freeze milk.
Freeze milk.
My girlfriend was talking about freezing milk as ice cubes for my coffee in the morning. I think I need to try it.
Oh.
Anyway.
Yeah. Lego Movie 2.
We saw the Lego Movie Part 2.
Yeah, or the Lego Movie 2, or the Lego Movie 2, the second piece?
Second part.
Second part.
The title card at the top of the credits gives the full title as The Lego Movie 2, the second part.
Yeah. It really is. It's just a direct continuation of the first one.
Yep.
With a time skip.
It's 5 years.
Yeah, although it might not actually be 5 years in the real world of the films, because they sort of allude to playing time travel in the playtime, and but it is. Yeah, the people are older and the themes are older. Where do we begin? It's a 2019 motion picture sequel to, when was the Lego Movie? 2014?
5 years ago.
Oh my god. We're all spinning closer to the grave. When was Lego Batman? 2017.
I was still living in London when I saw it, so yeah, it was
2014. Yeah, and then 2017 for Batman.
Yeah.
And late 2017 for Ninjago.
Mm-hmm.
And now here we are again.
The Lego Movie 2, the second part.
Taking place directly from the end of the first one.
Lego
Yeah, weird, right? It's the invasion of Duplo that started at the end of the Lego Movie, leads into the events of 5 years later, where Bricksburg's no more and it's Apocalypseburg. And it's a dystopian wasteland made from parts of the Statue of Liberty and other stuff. And
it's very gritty and grown up.
And it keeps reminding you of that by saying it.
Yeah.
Which is great. Emmett is still happy as ever, and a happy little chappy, skipping around, having a great time.
A happy little minifig.
With his partner Lucy, Wildstyle, who is brooding all the time, pretty much. Elizabeth Banks, I think, probably has the best performance of the returning cast in this film.
She's got great brood.
She can brood with the best of them.
Great brood going on.
But that being said, Will Arnett does always kind of take the cake at performance and delivery in these movies. This is his third one, so he has got a bit of a leg up over everybody else.
But all the principal cast from Lego Movie are back, so you got the side characters, so you got Alison Brie as Uni Kitty, Nick Offerman as Metal Beard.
He's great.
Charlie Day as Benny.
He's great.
All such.
All in where because the only non-returning character is Vitruvius, Morgan Freeman. He's the only non-returning character.
Oh yeah, of course. He doesn't. Well,
no, he's dead. Ooh, on his piece of string. But yeah, you get little nods and cameos from other characters from the first one. They all sort of pop up in ways, like the Justice League members appear, and you very briefly see Good Cop, Bad Cop, who's now called Scribble Face Cop.
Scribble Face Cop.
It's
a good job they didn't let Liam Neeson say anything.
Yeah, it's just sort of archive groaning, and he just sort of goes, grrr. That's it.
That's all Liam Neeson's career is going to be now.
But they still let Chris Pratt talk about everybody getting on, even with their differences. But terror strikes when a brand new form of invader joins the fray. You said it's based on the Lego Friends range?
Yes.
What it's called?
Yes. The weird shaped minifigs you've seen in the trailers there.
So like
the Lego Friends range.
The bigger Polly Pockets, they're kind of
they're kind of for girls Lego, but
in this case they are invaders from the Sistar system, who've come to kidnap the leader of what was Bricksburg and take them back to take part in a ceremony with their queen, who is called Queen Whatever I Wanna Be. Great.
Oh, good.
Who was probably the most interesting and well animated visual character in the film. Standard sequel fare to a successful kids film that shouldn't have worked but did, but it's standard sequel fare that is from the minds of Lord and Miller.
I think it's even... The thing that struck me about this movie was that there is a tendency to believe, and a tendency for some studios when they're cheaping out and making stuff like, Smallfoot, that kids' movies have to be stupid. And this movie is anything but stupid.
it revels in stupid.
Yes. No, it revels in silliness.
But it's because it knows how to utilise it.
It revels in silliness. It doesn't revel in stupidity. But it's very intelligent about its themes and some really smart gags. Like this movie is a U certificate, which you don't see that often anymore.
I think even the first one might have been a PG.
Yeah,
might be wrong.
Unless you're talking about like really silly, like rubbish kids movies with celebrity voice casts, usually starring James Corden. And this sort of, it doesn't dumb anything down. It is absolutely talking to the adults as well as the kids in the audience. And it's not. It doesn't talk down to its audience ever. And anything that's sort of bowdlerized or had the edges taken off is done in such a way that it makes it really funny for the adult audience.
Yes.
And it pokes fun at itself, at its parent company and parent studio, at other movie studios, at everything. It pokes fun at everything, but in a really sort of there's no cynicism to it.
No.
It's a really warm movie, and I don't know how many other sort of multimedia franchises that are basically made to sell toys. I don't know how many others of those you can say that about that you can say about this. It's clearly something that's done with a lot of love for, not only for Lego, but for the way it can bring people together.
And tear people apart and then help rebuild that. Because, minor spoiler alert for the Lego movie, the adventures are still taking place within the house and the basement that the first film was all imagined in. But now there is someone else playing too. And it begins a warring faction kind of thing, a split, two different worlds coming together and not quite meshing. And, should we try and be friends or should we destroy each other is a very big element of it. You've got some baddies in this one. Like we had Lord Business last time. You get some nice baddies this time. You get a new Mr. Mystery weird parody character called Rex Dangervest. Chris Pratt on double voice duties there, who's basically just your macho man hero, stubble, big sexy sort of swishy hair, wears a cool vest, but he wears it because he was inspired by Emmett's heroics in the first film. It's
Chris Pratt channeling Kurt Russell.
Yeah. Yes.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also provides the majority of the macho action stuff for the film, since Batman is out of commission. Temporarily on his own adventure, and then because he's part of the sparkly, happy new world sort of stuff in this.
One of the things that gets the biggest kick in by having fun poked at it in this movie?
Yeah. In
a really satisfying way.
Oh?
Toxic masculinity.
Yes! Yes!
This film really pushes back against toxic masculinity in a really smart way.
True for that. For true Vias. Returning voice cast, the ones we mentioned. Will Ferrell chucks his tones in a little bit. We get a really cool cameo from Maya Rudolph, based around an age-old joke and something we can all relate to. That you'll go, oh my god, they've depicted it in a film, which is pretty great. I believe the kids are the same.
Yeah.
The young lad and the young girl. I don't know if the young girl actually appeared in the last one. We just heard her mentioned, but we see her in a bit of a flashback shot here.
Yeah, so maybe.
So
Stephanie Beatrice is General Mayhem.
Which is great. Channing Tatum returns as Superman and Jonah Hill as Green Lantern. This time, Aquaman. There's two Aquamen, and the one that goes with them is Jason Momoa's Aquaman, played by Jason Momoa.
Again, poking fun at himself. No end.
What I find really fun is there's some references in this, with the DC characters especially, that I feel hedged on the bets that all the DCEU movies that came out of the last few years were all successful and well received. Do you know what I mean?
But at the same time...
they take the mick out of them a bit.
They were really, really taking the mick out of their DCEU stuff.
But there was still this whole thing of you guys love it when Batman and Superman hate each other, right? It's do we? Anymore? Do we? Mm-hmm. But they find a way to make it funny. Highlights. Hit me with highlights, son.
So much colour.
Yes.
So much colour and spectacle and mixed medium animation. They really play...
They sneak in some hand-drawn, painted, stop motion technique, because it's a computer-generated movie using a stop motion kind of look.
Yeah. But there's some
actual stop motion
in this as well,
which is hilariously done. Because you sort of go, oh,
yes,
okay, you're doing it like this.
Yes.
Which is great. The inventiveness and the imagination at play when it comes to the aerial dogfights, the car chases, the destructive sequences, the musical numbers.
The designs of all the new characters and their worlds.
Especially Queen, whatever Wanabe. She's the way they've done that, it's like, my God, that must have taken them so long to do, because they use everything you see the characters do, apart from pretty much arm movements. Everything the characters do is something that you can achieve with a Lego model.
Yes.
And she is a flowing mass of Lego bricks.
Like constantly changing bricks.
Yeah.
And
but still staying within the logic. There's only a few times where she's like, well, that's clearly more than there was a moment ago. But it's the same colour and there's sort of a central piece which is always present. And it makes for some really inventive stuff. Especially, what's the song? It's like, I'm Just Not Into Gotham Guys or something like that.
Yeah.
The way she moves in that is great. The musical numbers are pretty decent. I was a bit worried when it was like, oh, there's going to be several.
They're pretty good.
Okay, but they all work fine for the sequence.
And again, leaning into the idea of everything is awesome as a sort of catchy pop anthem, and playing with that because this is a world that is in the imagination of kids.
Yeah.
Of whatever age.
Who would, of course, love catchy pop hits.
That's the canvas that this story's working on, and they really lean into that.
Yeah.
With everything, with the designs, with the music.
This song's gonna get stuck inside you. This song's gonna get stuck inside you. This song's gonna get stuck inside your head.
Yes.
There's a revisit to Everything Is Awesome. That's a bit of a different remix, which is quite cool. I had a lot of fun. I don't think it surpasses the first one, but I think it's a really cool continuation.
It's very, very, very good.
I think kids, most importantly, will love it. Adults that are dragging the kids along to it, or being dragged by the kids, you're going to have a really good time, don't worry about it.
There's plenty there. Like, it's a use certificate, but it's not sanitised.
Yeah.
It's just, you don't need to be cynical or bad-mouthed about it. It just is what it is. And that happens to be suitable for everyone, which is part of the joy of it. That's why you can have such fun with this movie, because it is for everyone.
And if you're wondering why loads of characters from different popular culture appear in it, but specifically you've not noticed any Marvel characters, don't worry. They have an explanation in the movie for that.
Yeah, don't go into this expecting a fourth wall, because it is absolutely demolished. There isn't one.
Master Breaker. If you want to know our slightly more in-depth thoughts, what we thought of certain sequences, go spoiler into it. We're going to talk about that in this week's Big Damn Cast. So if you're watching this on YouTube, which I assume you are, I know one of those weird sites that just like sort of repost stuff from YouTube. It's
Twitter video, Facebook Live.
If you're watching this on Pornhub, hi. If you're watching this on YouTube, then stick around, because on Friday night you'll get a brand new episode of Big Dumb Cast where we're going to talk about the Lego Movie and more.
Thursday, for example, if you're on the audio feed.
Thursday if you're on iTunes, the podcast app, Soundcloud. For example, our thoughts on the Aladdin trailer. But till then, wave like a Lego man. That's improv, folks. Cracking toast, Gromit.